And we're back with more Billie Ray Brandt content. We're going to review the past couple months because I've been gone for a while, and we're going to get right back on the saddle right now. Now, this first video is going to be something that you ought not relate to, but I want to dissect this one firsthand.
Instagram models and OnlyFans girls. Is it because you're lonely? Are you convinced you'll never attract a real girl? I don't care what your excuse is. Snap the fuck out of it. These girls are not real, and you're ruining yourself by treating them like they are. Their photos are edited. Their voices are fake.
Oh my god. Okay, first of all, that editing has got to be 2012 to your GarageBand. Holy.
And their feelings for you are completely fucking fabricated. And you're either too gullible to realize it or too sick to care. Every ounce of your time and attention that you give to these girls, you could be spending improving as a man and becoming someone real women will love.
Okay, but you see how that's somewhat ironic given who's giving the message? Now, you read into the subtext of what's given into this video, and you'll notice right off the bat, folks, that not only is she an e-girl telling you to not look at the other e-girls, that these ones are a little more edgy. In fact, they're a little more hedonistic. Now, she's saying basically supplant your heroin addiction for a nicotine one. Okay, so when you've got the crack pipe, you can go for the cigarette, and she's the cigarette, and Belle Delphine or Lana Rhodes or whoever would be the crack pipe. And so that's the basic summary right there. Okay, now this one's another Titanic level catastrophe. Let's just get right into it.
Realize it, but us ladies have no idea what our men want.
Okay, first of all, the self-hate. Imagine if I said to a bunch of like white people, man, us Mexicans, man, we hate our own country, Holmes. I mean, man, Mexicans are stupid. Like, even if that's true, I would never say that out of pride. Like, I love my people. And she's going to be like, man, us women are, like, come on.
Women, we are so complex. Our hormones change. Our bodies do weird shit.
Bro, you sound like a 14-year-old talking about his, like, contemporaries in school. Man, like, Judy, oh my God, they're, like, so weird. These girls, it's like, bro, really? You don't know? You're what, 27? You don't know what your body does?
And because we're so complex, we cannot even fathom how simple our men are. Here's what I learned about men over the past few years. 1, they don't need a crazy emotional buildup to have sex with you. Trust me, they're just ready to go. 2, they don't need to talk about their
What girl needs to know that? What girl is like, wow, I really need to work a guy up before I do something? What girl has ever thought that? They already immediately know that men are weak.
feelings. Frankly, a lot of them don't even know what they're feeling, but they know what they're thinking. So they just want some quiet place to process things. And they don't need you hounding them. And lastly, we think men love us for the little things, but really they just want respect, warmth, and sex. And if you provide those, you can probably make it work with any man. So we just need to be a little bit less analytical with men and start respecting the beauty of how simple they can be. And
It's such an odd reversion of the red pill and patriarchy where it's like, men are retarded. Yeah. It's like, okay, that's a weird angle. But I mean, this whole like self-hatred thing is so annoying to me, whether that be like, women are complicated. Oh, women don't know what they want. I mean, just say that with a straight face as a woman. It's like, bro, are you playing for the same side? Are you sure you're not in that Jenner level of like, what the fuck? It's like dysphoria almost, just like complete pick me. Just complete selling out to the other gender. And as a man, I'm like, okay, geez, slow it down. Okay, now here we have another Pick Me treatise by Billie. It says things women won't tell you, but she will, because she's one of them. She's one of the guys. Okay, let's see.
some things girls want to tell you, but they're too scared to hurt your feelings. But I'm not afraid to. First up, abs aren't important. Caring about the food that goes in your body and not drinking soda in front of me is way more attractive than a six-pack.
That's ridiculous. Are you kidding? So a guy drinks a Coke and he has a washboard set of abs, but no, I prefer you to be dad bod and drink fucking sparkling water and LaCroix. That is idiotic. I mean, if your sex drive is akin to your grandmother's, I would see that as like pertinent. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I think most girls would go for like Zac Efron and Baywatch drinking a fucking six-pack, then somebody drinking some like seltzer water. Let's get real, folks.
Number 2, the pity party is her version of foreplay. Have you ever had a girl say something along the lines of, you don't love me, I'm so ugly? It's her way of getting verbal affirmation, which is what turns her on. Sure, call it manipulative, but girls are just different. Number 3,
Okay.
We hate your accessories. Guys, some icks are just so easy to prevent. Example, stop for a minute and look down. Does it look acceptable? Is it too big, too small, falling apart? Your belt. This
What?
belt was such an ick when I met Dan. But fortunately, I recently got him to switch to Anson. With Anson,
Oh my god, that was such an elaborate ad. Oh yeah, shut it down. Now this one is absolutely bonkers, bros. Okay, you thought the grift was bad, but the belt on the belt head at the end of her previous video. Watch
just
this.
hates you. I've been thinking about my 26-year life, and you know what I realized? Every single movement or news story involving a battle between the sexes has always made women the victim and men the oppressor. The Me Too movement.
Again with this like this self-hatred of women, bro.
The
Come
Duke
on.
lacrosse scandal. The
Nobody knows
NFL's
what that is.
2-year lecture about domestic violence. I mean, even companies like Gillette that depend exclusively on men for profit dedicated a 2-minute Super Bowl
Okay,
ad to
okay, fine.
address
Valid
toxic
example.
masculinity. Since
Okay.
when is masculinity toxic but femininity isn't? It is time for this whole narrative to change. And thankfully, we're already turning the tides. Johnny Depp, Amber Heard.
What does that do for the men's right movement? Okay, so one chick is crazy. So that doesn't do anything.
Men's rights activism online. But
That doesn't do shit either.
you know how we really make a statement? By ditching companies that hate you and supporting ones that actually love men. Which is why I'm teaming up with Jeremy's Razors. They reject woke ideology and actually promote masculinity. I know, quite the rare.
Oh, yeah, oh my god. I respect the grift. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, so this next video is called Why You Can't Get a Second Date. So think about the primary audience being that like average to above average looking white guy in his mid to late 20s who cannot get that second date, most likely afflicted with ADD or some sort of autism. Okay, and to him I prescribe Adderall, but, what does she say?
That guy that can't get a second date. Like, you think the first one goes well, and then she just straight ghosts? Well, here are 4 things you need to fix. Number
Okay, now think about it. That prime demographic she's reaching towards, okay? Like Darth Vader is going like this. You're getting ghosted after that first date. First of all, that means the fumble's got to be so severe that shit landed out of bounds, okay? So when we're looking at that play, it's dead. And so you got to think about that relationship that was budding and was stomped on as it was growing. Now, you must think to yourself, what did you do wrong? How does she explain this in 4 steps?
Number 1, stop trying to get laid. Girls can smell this from a mile away. If that's
Okay, so stop trying to get laid. Now, what is that a reference to? So you're too hard. You're what? You're trying too hard to have sex. No, that isn't the problem. Usually in modernity, in a secular context, that isn't what's turning a girl off. What's turning her off is if you're acting desperate. If you come off as pervasive and down bad. That's the problem. Not whether or not you're like so into her. She loves that if it's the right guy. So that's the one thing. She's not going to talk about that. I really wonder why.
it's really your goal, there's an app for that. It's called Grindr. Go check it out. Number 2.
If you really want to hook up, there's an app for that, Grindr. And then she does her little white girl set. Okay, this is the problem with white women in 2024 and probably the last 10 years. Okay, that was so painfully unfunny that you would have to lobotomize a backup writer on Seinfeld to come up with something on an acid trip to really just formulate something that dumb. I mean, what a stupid fucking joke. It was so bad. The execution was so bad. The death row inmate definitely lived after that, okay? So when you're looking at that inadequate thing, let's look at the other point.
Your understanding of connection is wrong. Connection isn't the fact that you two grew up in the same town and watched the same Netflix show. It's about why you watch that show and why being from that town is significant. Start asking more interesting questions and giving more interesting answers. Number 3, why the hell are you scared of her? I get that you want it to go well, but so does she. You think she isn't nervous too? You have all the reason in the world to just loosen up and set the tone. I promise you, she will reflect whichever vibe you bring to the table. Number 4, no handshakes. It's a date, not an interview. Give her a fucking hug and not an ass out hug. And just set the right
An ass out hug? Is that a thing? It's like a white people thing. You go like, yo, that's brutal. Okay,
tone.
that's fine.
You're welcome. What's up, my guy?
Okay, that first piece of advice was truly freaking terrific in the negative. Now, the rest was all right. Okay, here, Billie Ray Brandt got a crack team within her own synapses to come up with the most intelligent thing she could make into an analogy for dating apps, okay? So imagine having thousands of synapses in your brain just coming together, working on what seems to be like an Oppenheimer level scheme to really get it to these dumb fucking idiots on the internet. How women view dating apps from their perspective, okay? Let's hear her out.
Imagine there's a bunch of $1 bills on the ground.
Okay.
Maybe a couple of $50 bills, and then
Okay.
one $100 bill.
Wow.
And then someone tells you you can only take one. Which one are you going to take? You're going
The
to take
$100 bill.
This is what a
Oh,
girl's
okay.
like tab looks like on a dating app. She's always going to select the $100 bill. Now let's look at it from your end. From your end, there's probably a lot of $50 and $100 bills, and maybe just a few $1 bills, because girls know all of the tricks to taking a good photo. That's
Okay, so she's implying that all women come off as $50 and $100 bills to men, as in like really high value, because they know how to take trick photos. That isn't the case at all. Okay, now I'm somebody who doesn't use photo app, what do you call it, like Tinder or whatever. I don't use that, but from what I've seen from other videos on YouTube, you'll notice right off the bat that these women look more or less like they do in real life. In fact, when you look at stories like the Reddit AMAs, like, oh, I saw a fat chick on the date. Okay, that is the problem. It's a fat chick. It's not the issue of a girl looked like an 8 and skinny, and then she turned out to be a 4 and skinny on the date. In person, that is not the case. We're looking at catfish through the spectrum of being a completely different person, or that they were like, 15 years younger in one picture, or they were like 100 pounds skinnier in one picture. But see, that is the catfish angle. It isn't like, oh, a girl looked pretty from one angle, but then in real life she wasn't pretty. Nobody ever complains of that. So her analogy completely just fell apart right off the bat. All you would need to do is consult another guy on this, and you would understand that that doesn't make sense. And I figured that out as somebody who doesn't even use those apps.
That's why she's always going to get more likes. So what it really boils down to is your photo quality. And I truly don't blame you for having shitty photos. But what you have to realize is that when you have this guy and this guy up against each other in her inbox, she's always going to choose this guy. And if this guy wasn't using the most awkward selfie I've ever seen, he would actually be pretty attractive. So look, dating apps can work. But if you're going to use them, just realize that you are going to be taking part in a very superficial process. You're not going to find a girl that likes you for you because there is no you to know yet. So you really don't have room to complain when Chad with the professional photos is getting all of the matches. Guys,
That's co. That's basically co. That is basically co. Okay. Now, yeah, the photo quality does definitely help a lot if it is that bad. But see, it's about the median. The median is that the person taking a photo is doing an all right job at doing it. Okay. The vast majority of people are not basing their Tinder profile off of their fucking car selfie like this. I mean, come on. That's like an exaggerative kind of fringe case. Okay. Now, in that case, yeah, that guy's definitely shooting himself down below par. That being said, though, the average guy taking a bathroom selfie is not making himself look markedly worse than a guy who paid somebody else to take a picture of him on a bench or something. Okay. It's not that big of a difference past a certain level. So her anecdotal experience is ass, and her analogy was terrible, and I just deconstructed it for all of you. Okay, now this one's just utterly salacious and exciting. Okay, it says, I'm proud of my body count. Let's see.
happy that I've slept with 138 guys, and I have no regrets because it made me who I am.
Okay, she's kidding.
Can we please put an end to this whole thing where women are proud of their hoe phase? And can we just put an end to the celebration of casual sex in general? I am all for a redemption story, but there is nothing redeeming about this attitude. I am just so proud that I did something myself that I would never encourage my daughter to do. I am just so proud that I connected with someone enough to sleep with them and never talk to them again. I am so proud that I hooked up with one of my guy friends and now get to pretend like it never happened. Men and women need to start.
Okay, again, with like that 10th grade level theater kid charisma, we need to step it up. I don't know if you need alcohol to perform. I don't know if you need Coke or something, but you need to get that energy in there. And Billie, you're not cutting it right now. And when it comes to this sarcasm, I mean, it's not content. I'm embarrassed for having wasted 30 seconds on this. Okay, first and foremost, let's take a second to appreciate that Billie looks like she's geeking in this frame. That being said, this is called Men's T Levels Are Plummeting. Now, this is some like fear porn from like the right wing that I don't believe in. It's a bunch of like, and again, acquaintance of the show, John Doyle, one of these lead promoters of like, there's plastic in the water, or some bullshit about that, fluoride, this sort of thing. Dalasto, Alex Jones type shit. Look, I don't believe in that at all, but let's see what she has to say for it.
In your balls. This 2007 study revealed a substantial drop in men's testosterone levels since the 1980s, with average levels declining by about 1% per year. So a 60-year-old man in 2004 had testosterone levels 17% lower than those of a 60-year-old in 1987. Here's what you can do to...
See, I don't even think that's true. And in what market way would that even be possible to know? So for instance, if you look at an old person back then, they were shorter, they were fatter. And what I mean is like they were decomposing at a faster rate. So, the elderly status for a guy in his 60s in the 80s was palpable, whereas a guy in his 60s now could be middle-aged for all I care. What is that to say is that while the testosterone might be lower, it doesn't mean that they're, less masculine. And if they're less masculine, it's probably due to the culture. As we see other people like Mormons or the Amish who clearly are fine And even in particular, the Mormons are still very much in modernity, whether that be consuming products that the liberal masses do, and yet they're still just as masculine as the people 60 years ago were. Which is to say, of course, that the testosterone level is kind of like a red herring when we're looking at masculinity. And if you look at the one of the bigger components and proponents of like this leftist nonsense on Twitch, for instance, Hassan Abi, that guy, Hassan Piker, is a typical Chad, and yet is completely copped into the goy slop, whatever right-wing fear porn about like, oh my God, this guy he's a gooner, he like does all these drugs and he does alcohol and he takes all these fucking fast food thing. Okay, but that guy's a Chad. So what is that to say? It's to say that like this whole narrative of like, oh, we're getting less masculine, that's more a cultural thing and not so much what you put into your body. It's what you listen to, obviously.
Preserve your balls. Number 1, no more touching receipts. BPAs are commonly found in receipts.
Okay, that is just fucking ridiculous, okay? Now think about it this way. A receipt, a piece of paper, weighs how much? Now, BPAs have been known to be in plastic bottles for God knows how long, and yet nobody noticed it, and there's no market difference. And so you're going to tell me that, oh my God, you're so afraid. I mean, this is basically the reverse of when people said that, oh, you could die from this like flu virus from 4 years ago. I mean, it's the same thing. No, it's completely overblown. This is an overcorrection if I've ever seen one. This is one of the problems with reactionary politics where you're like, okay, the left is ridiculous. Okay, we can concede that. But then you're going to take it all the way to this other level, which is a confirmation bias waiting to happen when it comes to, oh my God, the receipts are making you gay. Oh, I bitch tits. Oh my God, it must be the receipt I'm touching. No, it's the McDonald's. It's the fucking Canes, bro. It's not that complicated.
Canned food, dental sealants, plastic containers, and even sports equipment. So the next time you're at a checkout counter,
Okay. Plastic is so bad. Okay, so how about we make a study where we get a bunch of people that work at a plastic manufacturing plant, a factory where they work with Barbies. Are those people marketably lower testosterone than people that don't do that? Because these people interface with plastic bottles, plastic dolls, plastic houses, all the sort. Are these people that crazy? I mean, are they growing like a third tit or something? Obviously not. So this whole like plastic is so bad for you. No, it isn't. Of course, there's some externalities such as, for instance, like the Indians, they don't know how to fucking dispose of it. And so the Ganges is dirty. That being said, though, plastic is not that bad, obviously. And for her to say otherwise is uneducated. And these people got to get their fucking screws on tight.
For an email receipt. Number 2, throw away your shampoo. Most things you've been told are essential
It's
are
over.
actually contributing to your testosterone decline. Hand soap, shampoo,
Oh my God, this is the bad look.
A lot of them
no
contain
deodorant.
disrupting chemicals like sulfates and phthalates. So it's time to switch over all of your hygiene products to a brand like Jeremy's that is free from testosterone.
Oh my fucking God. See, right before, you're about to throw the ball, you get fucking blitzed and sacked by the fucking grift. Sheesh. All right, now this is Billie's attempt at skit comedy. Now, is this Dalisto SNL or is it even a step below that? Let's see right now. Okay.
Why is that? Because I'm so good in bed. Didn't you know that guys love a girl with experience? Are you sure about that? Yeah. I mean, why else would so many guys sleep with me? I tell them how good I am, and then they're mine in no time. Okay, and then what? What do you mean? I mean, where are they all now? Are you every guy's dream? Or are you just a pit stop on their way to finding their actual dream? That's rude. No, babe, it's the truth. You are conflating a man's desire to sleep with you with his desire
Okay, small criticism, Billie, but like, why are you looking in this direction? Are you looking at the camera? Are you looking at the girl that's just you in a different outfit? Or like, what the hell? I mean, I literally don't even understand. And also, I would recommend if you have any friends to have her act in it so that it's not like such a cheap production.
Date you seriously. And if you market yourself as a sexual joyride, that's all they're going to see you as. And I can guarantee you, that is not their dream. I'm every guy's dream. Why is that? Because
Okay, basic bitch commentary. Thank you very much, sweetie. Okay, so Billie's now going to teach us how to look more masculine. I don't know what she's going to say. Is it going to be a contrarian take or is it going to be more in line with the shit you've heard before? Okay, like maybe grow facial hair, already be handsome. We'll
Sure,
see.
but a lot of you are acting like little boys. You can consume all the dating advice you want on how to talk to girls, how to text girls, but none of that matters if you don't come across as masculine. And here are 3 really simple ways to make sure you're doing that. Number 1, start making eye contact with us. I know it's uncomfortable, but here's why you need to do it. It is hard to desire, let alone fall in love with someone that I perceive as being intimidated by me. Even if you are
Okay.
nervous, eye contact alone will at least make you seem confident. Number 2, stop wearing clothes that your mom picked out for you. I promise.
No, that's retarded. No, 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 no. What your mom picks out for you is always great. It's always great. Now, for my mom. Now, you other people, the plebeians, I don't know what the fuck your mom picks, but she's probably going to get something that's like in line with traditional normative values. So, for instance, like when my mom were to get me like Ralph Lauren from Macy's or something, that was in line with masculinity, and nobody ever said you dress fruity. Now, when she bought me that $200 Michael Kors man purse, now that was out there, but in my culture, it's fine. That being said, though, of course, when we're speaking about Billie, why is she hating mom so much? Maybe there's some lore here, okay? Freudian moment? I don't know.
You'll look better if you determine your style. And a brand like Cuts is a great place to start.
Oh
They
my
have
fucking
mastered
god. No way. I get sacked. It's 3rd and 18. There's no fucking way they blitz me again. And then there's the fucking grift coming in from the right side. I'm fucking destroyed, all right? TJ Watt level sack. Whoop. Jesus Christ, man. The grift, the ads. I gotta give her credit, man. That's super impressive. Okay, otro video. Why women are struggling. Okay, well, tell me.
on love anymore. And here's why. Because they cannot admit to themselves that all they want is to be fully dependent on a man. And that's not an exaggeration. Women are literally designed to be dependent on men. We aren't meant to work, and we are not meant to deal with the constant threats of the world. We are meant to peacefully nurture and enjoy life behind the protection of a man. But then feminism tells us that men are our equal. And not only can we do anything that they can, but we explicitly shouldn't depend on them. In other words, don't be submissive. Women still have a hormonal urge to fall in love with superior men. Hypergamy is a real thing. And even though a woman inherently knows that being a submissive wife will make her a happy and fulfilled member of a beautiful union, society keeps trying to convince her that it will only make her a miserable prisoner of the patriarchy. And this whole thing isn't fair to women or men. And even though there's a crisis of masculinity in the world, the crisis of femininity might be even worse. Women don't.
Okay. See, it's hard to disagree with like the most basic opinion in this sector, but okay. Okay, now this new one's called Women Don't Understand Cheating. So again, I'm guessing I haven't seen this, but it's like in the vein of the Andrew Tate, like, oh yeah, I'm married, but I can sleep with other girls and still love you the same, which it's kind of half true, but at the same time, again, I don't avow it. Like in the same way that you can be a social drinker, but that you shouldn't endorse it, obviously. But then he's gonna overhear and be like, oh, fuck somebody. It's like, dude, come on. Like, of course, like, your dad bangs the secretary. I mean, in the Mad Men sense, okay, fine. Nothing crazy is going to happen. But that being said, it's not recommended, okay? It's like an open secret. Like, shut the fuck up, okay? Don't be avowing it on, like, this YouTube platform. Like, oh, men have a wandering eye. Okay, let's see what she says.
Wandering eye. Yes, men like sex, but they don't have easy access to cheating like women do. As a woman, if you want to cheat, you probably can. And this is not the case for most men. I'm sorry, but it's true. We're more selective and we require more than just physical attraction to want to sleep with someone. So not only are the barriers to cheating lower for us, but if we cheat, it has ramifications that go way beyond sex. This is why you have to be more overt in expressing your loyalty as a woman. Cut off your relationships with other men. Keep your sexuality private and just for him. Make him feel needed and useful. He will be the happiest man in the world, and his eyes will have a hard time even wandering anymore. Even though loyalty is important for us as women, I've learned it is much more important for men, and women need to take a second and let that sink in. Women don't.
That's just retarded, okay? Look, again, it's true, but it's also immoral, and even beyond that. Women already know that. If a girl's already in love with a guy, and she's been married for, let's say, 7 years, and she knows that that the husband had sex with some chick, in Guadalajara or something, I mean, she's probably not going to leave him. And she doesn't need fucking Billie Ray Brandt to say it. Now, what will happen, though, is that there's going to be a consortium of a bunch of fuck boys in high school and college that are going to feel embrazened by this and say, like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna sleep around more than I would have been otherwise. And that can't help anybody. Now, does it?
probably think you're ugly. And honestly, you might be. But it's only because you don't understand what women actually notice about you. Let me give you an example. When we see a guy with nice hair, we aren't noticing the color or whether or not he's balding. We're noticing the fact that he committed to a specific look and is maintaining it. A shaggy
That's ridiculous. That is no, because if you're doing that too much, then you come off as gay. Okay, people don't want to know if I use a fucking hair dryer to make sure my hair is like tall enough for volume, which by the way she needs. But look, come on, to be seen as like being high maintenance as a guy is a turnoff for sure.
mop that hasn't been trimmed in 6 months is a red flag. I'm sorry. When we see a guy who's dressed nice, we don't mean he's wearing fancy designers. We mean the clothes actually fit, they aren't wrinkled, and they aren't stained. He just looks like he has his shit together. When we see a guy with nice skin, it doesn't mean he has perfect skin, it means his skin looks healthy. And healthy skin screams healthy man, which is the type of man we want to reproduce with, honestly. So pick a hairstyle, buy some better clothes, and pick up Tiege Hanley.
Oh my fuck, dude, there's no way, man. There's no, it's like an M. Night Shyamalan twist, like, psh, ad. Wow. Okay, thank you.
There's no one talking about the rate of autism in young men. I've received more messages like this than I could have ever imagined. So I decided to look a little deeper. Turns out that autism diagnosis is up 317% since 2000. And it's 4 times more likely in boys. And if you ask any woman, she will say men are more socially awkward than ever. Throw in 2 years of forced isolation, technology that made socializing obsolete during our childhood, and a dating world that operates on screens, and you now have an entire generation that is not only going to be socially inept, but is also being labeled with a disorder that defines them that way at a rate never before seen. This is an aspect of the masculinity crisis that is severely overlooked. And I'm not a trained professional, so I can't prescribe any direct solutions to this problem.
That is so gay. Again, this is more white people jibber jabble, okay? I'm not a doctor. I can't give you a recommendation. Yes, you can. Just say, like, you know what? Honestly, you're autistic, you have ADD. You know what can help that? In most cases, Adderall. Now, I'm not going to say for everybody you need that, but I'm just saying, like, look into that. I'm not a doctor. I don't need to be. Fuck these doctors. Oh, I'm not going to have a good opinion because, like, I'm a bitch. No, come on. Let's have an obvious opinion, okay? I don't work out a lot, but if you want to have bigger triceps, you ought to lift weights. It's not fucking stupid to say otherwise. And when you're looking at it that way, I'm so confident I just contradicted myself. Okay, look, what I'm saying is that it is stupid to say otherwise. And what's even more than that, of course, is that when we're looking at Billie, we're seeing somebody who definitely is cultured in a way that is just not very, very, I would say efficient. Like, clearly, if there's an autism problem, we ought to medicate that, and there's nothing wrong with it, okay? And most guys would be better served with stuff like Adderall, just not gonna lie. And then there comes in tandem again, character studies, which say, like, you know what, okay, you guys need to actually get your focus on lock, have a bigger purpose. Now, she's not saying this, of course, she's being a more boilerplate with her video, but I mean, is that kind of evident of the sort of channel we're looking at right now?
The laundry list of icks that girls have is getting a little too long, but here are some valid ones that you gotta fix if you want to be dateable. Let's discuss. Men playing victim. If a guy wants to tell a girl that she did something that bothered him, or if he simply wants to share an opinion about something, that's fine. But the moment you open your mouth and start bitching about how hard things are, she's instantly losing attraction. If you can't welcome the challenge of difficult things, or if you insist your life is worse simply because it's harder, how can you call yourself masculine? Men that don't care about their health. If you're physically incompetent, how in the world can a girl be attracted to you?
That is not an ick, okay? First of all, again, she has all the time in the world to consider what she's going to say in her videos, and yet comes with the dumbest shit sometimes. Whether that be like this one, okay? She said, and first of all, the makeup looking terrible, babe, you need to have the hair voluminous. I don't know what guy likes it completely flat. Anyway, moving on. When we're talking about this issue, we're speaking about, in particular, valid icks, okay? That ick of like, he's physically incompetent. He's on the mobility scooter at Walmart. What the fuck? Yeah, no shit. That's like saying a valid ick is when the guy has lazy eyes. Well, I mean, that's like for everybody, no? Jesus.
If you can't offer any protection, and if you don't have the discipline to protect and maintain something as essential as your body, how can we expect you to have discipline as you progress through life? If you're not working out, not sleeping, and not paying attention to all of the chemicals in your foods and products that you use daily.
Oh my fucking God. See, again, more right-wing bullshit. Like, oh, chemicals in your food. They're trying to make the freaking frogs gay. All victim mentality, by the way. And you look at the biggest proponent of that sort of theory, Alex Jones, and the guy's a complete alcoholic, has like this trans obsession. I mean, the fuck? And of course, does Billie look into that? Well, no, of course not.
Daily. You're a walking red flag. So let's at least start changing the products that you use on the daily to ones that don't have testosterone disrupting chemicals, like Jeremy's. Jeremy's offers a shampoo, conditioner, and body bundle that's free of harmful chemicals. And if you use code Billie at Jeremy...
Buddy. Dude, oh my god. Ad city, bitch. Okay, Jesus. But anyway, folks, I think with about the sixth ad in so many different videos that we've seen, we're about halfway caught up with the Billy Ray Brandt catalog, which is saying a lot because there's dozens of videos there. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed my commentary. Insofar if Billy is watching this, I want to let you know that your videos, I mean, I can't really discern if they're getting better because on one hand, I mean, are they getting better? I don't freaking know. Like I remember like months ago I said they were, but then now maybe I'm just getting smarter and I'm witnessing more nuances in which are just kind of disturbing to notice. Like for instance, again, this whole like testosterone narrative is just like asinine. And people had to look into that. And with respect like, to the whole dating nomenclature, again, like saying like, oh, the cheating isn't as bad for men. Again, true, but also like, why even say that? That's like still bad. So I gotta say that for one. Now, the other thing is also that I wish that she continues to make videos where again I can completely dissect them all. And I think that I give a perspective which is pretty much wholly unique to me because I am one of one and it is what it is, folks. I'll see y'all on the next one. Adios.